Good day, here are today's top stories from the Pna Headlines. The Philippines Interagency Humanitarian Contingent has returned after extending emergency response support to Myanmar following the devastating 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck the country on March 28. The 89-member team arrived at the Villamor Air Base aboard a Philippine Air Force C-130 cargo aircraft past 11 on Sunday night. OCD Administrator Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno led officials in welcoming the contingent. Nepomuceno says he is proud of the contingent for being ready to help their neighbors in their time of need. The Philippine Embassy in Yangon also thanked the team for their efforts, saying their courage, skill, and compassion embody the spirit of bayanihan. The embassy says the swift deployment of the team reflects President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s directive to help Myanmar, as well as the enduring bond of both countries. Meanwhile, contingent head Lieutenant Erwin Diploma thanked President Marcos and Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. for their trust. The team is composed of members of the Office of Civil Defense, Philippine Air Force, Philippine Army, Department of Health, Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, Bureau of Fire Protection, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Emergency Response Team, Energy Development Corporation, and Apex Mining. Shifting gears now, the Bureau of Immigration is bracing for the influx of holiday travelers, taking advantage of the Holy Week and the long weekend. BI Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado says that in line with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s directive to ensure efficient and world-class public service, the agency has deployed additional frontliners at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Viado says more than 40 additional immigration officers and acting officers will accommodate the surge in international passengers, especially during peak arrival and departure hours. Personnel from other Metro Manila offices will also assist in airport operations throughout the long weekend. Viado reminds immigration frontliners to provide efficient, courteous, and professional service at all times. On the other hand, the BI chief reminds passengers to arrive at the airport at least 3 hours before their flight, as they are expecting a high volume of travelers during the holidays. In other news, First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos visited Cebu over the weekend to check sites that could be venues for the Asean Summit meetings next year. The First Lady posted on Facebook and Instagram about her ocular survey on various potential venues, including the 5-star Hotel Shangri-La Mactan, Sheraton Cebu Mactan Resort, and the Mactan Expo Center. The First Lady praised the beauty of Cebu Province, citing its breathtaking landscapes, rich culture, and warm hospitality. She says the Philippines is looking forward to welcoming ASEAN delegates with the grace, hospitality, and warmth Filipinos are known for. Earlier, Araneta Marcos led the meeting for the planned renovation of the Philippine International Convention Center as another potential venue. The Philippines is hosting the 2026 ASEAN Summit after President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. accepted the ASEAN chairmanship during the 43rd Summit in Jakarta, Indonesia. In news overseas, the Philippines calls on ASEAN and Chinese media and think tanks to take advantage of artificial intelligence or AI while maintaining human factors at the core of their functions. At the China-ASEAN Media and Think Tank Forum in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Pamela Samya, acting executive news editor of the Philippine News Agency, noted the inevitable need for the ASEAN and China to embrace AI. She says AI can significantly enhance research, decision-making, and communication efficiency. However, she cautioned that human expertise and skills must remain at the center of AI application, as it can never replace human judgment and critical thinking. The forum released on Friday a consensus acknowledging the advancements and challenges brought by AI. In the consensus, participants agreed to ride the wave of technological revolution and build an intelligent future focusing on innovative vitality and security. For her part, Veronica Saraswati, Executive Director of Indonesia-China Partnership Studies, says the ASEAN and China must help develop critical thinking while promoting systems based on regional and Eastern values. Sivangsay Sipankam, Deputy Director of Lao News Agency, highlights the need to cooperate to address challenges such as misinformation. Li Qian-chong, chairman of Malaysia's Center of Regional Strategic Studies, said ethical standards, data privacy, and algorithm transparency should be the core principles of AI-related policy. Tida Tin, Director General of the Media Development Department of Myanmar's Ministry of Information, sought a balance between technological innovation and ethical considerations, especially the environment and vulnerable groups. Shifting to business headlines, the Manila Electric Company, or Meralco, has entered into a strategic cooperation agreement with France's state-owned Électricité de France, or EDF, to assess the development of nuclear power in the Philippines. The project aims to enhance the long-term energy security and support the transition to sustainable energy sources of the country. Meralco Chair and Chief Executive Officer Manuel V. Pangilinan says the agreement marks the beginning of the company's leadership in the exploration of the nuclear energy sector. He also stressed that nuclear power is a key component of the Philippine government's energy goals in achieving greater energy security. Under the 2-year Memorandum of Agreement, EDF will provide Meralco with technical support, conduct feasibility studies, and offer strategic guidance, along with tailored training on nuclear reactor technologies and project management. Meanwhile, France has expressed strong interest in taking over as the main financier after the delay in the loan agreement with China for the Philippine National Railway's South Long Haul project. During the meeting on April 11 between Department of Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon and Minister Delegate for Foreign Trade and French Nationals Abroad Laurent Saint-Martin, the French government has offered support for the 561.1-kilometer railway project linking Muntinlupa City to Matnog, Sorsogon. Saint-Martin says the French Development Agency have successfully secured funding in coordination with financing guarantees and treasury loans. He also suggested introducing the Philippine government to other possible sources of funding like the European Investment Bank. Meanwhile, other countries have also shown interest, including Japan, South Korea, and India, along with international lenders such as the Asian Development Bank and the World Bank. That's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Silvisio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. I'm Bench Bondok. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.